Flip Your Soil on Ag Day is brought to you by ESN. Hear how farmer Heath Cottrell achieved award-winning corn yields with ESN Smart Nitrogen. Learn more at smartnitrogen.com.
USDA is already projecting lower net farm income in 2024, in part due to lower grain prices. Now, farmers are always shooting for higher yields, but it will be even more important this year for farmers to flip their soil to reach those goals. Ag Day's Michelle Rook has some advice heading into the planting season.
The formula for achieving higher yields is different for every grower, depending on their unique climate, soil type, and fertility, plus the pest pressure in their area. But there are some universal agronomic variables that can help them improve their success in 2024. With lower grain prices and tighter profit margins in 2024, every bushel is going to count. Steve O'Neill is an agronomist and CEO of Corn Capital Innovations. He works with growers across the Corn Belt and says the road to yield success starts with planting high-quality corn and soybean seed.
Watching warm germs, cold germs, saturated cold germs, and knowing, if it's going to be a delayed wet spring and a cool spring, how we can use that information to make really good decisions versus, make a decision, maybe plant too early and then pay those consequences based on the quality of that product.
Another trend that's really paying off is early planting of soybeans, and he recommends planting beans before corn.
I think that's what's driving bean yields to the direction they are. Early planting on beans is a difference maker. The ability of that crop to sustain itself, to set nodes early, to elongate out and create more nodes per plant. Beans, I think, is, if you want to talk about top-end yield driving factors in beans, early planting is the #1 factor.
The pendulum has also swung back on soybean seed populations.
You're seeing the populations drop with the disease pressure on beans. What we used to be above 1.5, 1.3 units per acre on a bean pop. You're seeing things drive back down, sub 120,000 pops. Some areas in the 100,000 population, depending upon the region that you're in.
For corn, O'Neill says the key is to wait for optimal soil conditions at planting time to get the crop off to a good start.
But no matter what we do with the equipment we have, the day that first neighbor goes, the whole countryside breaks loose. So our conditions correct to get moving in those situations. So patience is key.
And O'Neill recommends median corn populations and stresses the most important yield driver for corn is getting a uniform stand and quick emergence.
Good heavy soil you're seeing in that 33 to 35, 36,000 range. Not necessarily pushing higher, but pushing more consistent on the corn. How do I get that each individual corn kernel out of the ground at the same time, and how do I do a good job? Whether I'm planting 32,000 or 36,000, how do I make sure that they're all coming out of the ground within 24 hours itself? They're mirror images, they're doing what they need to do in the timeliness of when it needs to happen as well.
O'Neill admits there's no silver bullet to high yields. Instead, success in yield response is cumulative. I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Day.